Greetings and salutations. It is I, Johnny, on Saturday, April 20th, 2024. And it's approximately 10:45 in the PM on the Eastern Coast. So that being said, hello. I made it to a third episode, so it's nice. I've got into a little bit of a rhythm here. Now, granted, I did this one at night as opposed to doing it in the morning like I've been doing, but I've had such a productive day from the jump. Well, yeah, no. I mean, I think it's really important to listen to your body signs, and sometimes your body's telling you, hey, you're going through some stuff, and just take some time and, rest a little bit more. You can sleep a little bit. But I guess I don't know, because when you're set to be the world's first trillionaire, it's one of those things you feel like you need to grind all the time. But then I remembered my post the other day, the podcast, work smarter, not harder. And so sitting before me right now, I have well over 12 to 14 cards, all different color note cards, and different note cards have different things. Like I have a section about 3 cards for lyrics of songs. I have one card that's my schedule for the week. I have one that's an invention for a 360 blue screen, a green screen synergy, because even though it hasn't happened yet, I believe I might be the person to lead us into the future with this, is mainstreaming 360 video. Because, I mean, if you look at it, there's 360 cameras out that now since almost 10 years. I'm sorry, but within 10 years, we haven't done jack because people don't know how to do anything with it. So I know a dude that knows a dude with connections with the Vegas Sphere, and that's what I'm shooting for, 360 videos on the Sphere. And then I have a company that, actually they're one of my clients, that does LED, LCDs, all that kind of stuff. They do walls. Maybe they can conjure up a cyclical, type of LED wall that when you transfer your 360 footage to it, boom. Yeah. Oh, so what's this episode about? It's really about what Dr. Sattler told me. I believe it was back in April of last year. If not, it was November of 2K22. And, he's always been a great person to bounce ideas off of, give you insight, perspective, and also attain some wisdom. There's people out there that, just by being in their presence, you feel wiser. Dr. Sattler's one of those, but he's also really funny, and he's also really cool. Anyway, just a side note, I wore a church lady shirt to high school, and he vibed with Saturday Night Live. So right there, we had a connection, because even though the funny thing is, when I got the shirt, I think my brother Frank gave me the shirt. I didn't even realize that was a skit on Saturday Night Live until probably a year or two later. Obviously when Dr. Sattler told me, that I did the research, but I had that shirt for a little bit. Anyway, I want to progress. So Dr. Sattler said, you were waiting for it, make work your play and play your work. But he didn't say it like that. I said, how you do your thing? Because you're all over the place. He sings in the city. He has his real estate thing. He's physically active, doing things in the community also. And so that's what he told me. He makes work his play, and he plays his work. And so I think that's a really darn cool thing, and I want to give shout-outs to him. He is a unique soul. So that's right. Come to Bertoni Gallery. Take one of my blacklight painting classes for Frizzle, my dizzle, because you've earned it. You've been one of those people that I feel like a far better human for having known you. In fact, invite Lenny. We'll make it a trio, like a Low, Mary, and Curly. Well, Low, Mo, Joe. Mo, Larry, and Curly. Yeah, when I get excited like this, because I just came back from the Edenville General Store, and they had open mic night, and I've been stopping in there a little bit here and there because I have a client right down the road, and so it's on the way. And such great food, such great atmosphere, such great people, the space, everything. It's just such a really great thing. And if you've checked out my YouTube video or my stuff on Instagram or Facebook, they have guitar over there hanging on the wall. And Stephanie gave it to me. Well, she didn't give it to me, but she said, "Hey, yo, grab this thing. You can jam out, because it was hanging on the wall." And while I was waiting for my food, I jammed out. Then Corey from the kitchen comes out, "Yo, dude." He was like filming my stuff for me. Shout out to Corey. And then straight up, they said, "You should come to the open mic night." And I made it once, but it was a rainy night and I got there a little late and they were packing it up early. So tonight I was there and I am just so inspired by all the talented musicians. You'll be able to see it on this week's episode of the 10990 podcast. But right now, I want to give a shout out to all those talented musicians, and Deb, of course, for owning the Edenville General Store and allowing this stuff to happen, and Chris for mixing it up in the soundboard and set me up with all that stuff. And all the musicians that came there were so talented. I got some clips that I have on the podcast, and when I get in that kind of environment, I get super creative. And I think it's kind of like what I was saying before about Dr. Sattler. When you surround yourself around like-minded people or people that you aspire to be like, some of those musicians, all of them were talented in their own ways, but they just have such a way about how they carry themselves, the professionalism, the sound quality, the tonality. Me, I'm just kind of like, I eat my chicken sandwich, I get up there, I jam some songs, and I get back down, I eat my chicken sandwich. Like, for me, I don't take it as serious right now as you would think I would, because that's like what I'm working on, like my future. But I guess it's not just what I'm working on, because I'm working on my film, and I'm working on the art classes, and it's the technology consulting, so I'm doing a lot, but I love it. Yeah, I did what Dr. Sattler told me to do, pretty much. I made play my work, and I made work my play, and I'm playing my work, So that's what I'm doing right now. So that being said, I am full of ideas. I have all these cards sitting in front of me, and I started getting nostalgic, when some of those songs come up there. There's some songs that really, they hit they hit all the right spots. They pull on the heartstrings, and I think that's what's magical about music. Is it makes you feel things that you might not have already felt, or maybe you just couldn't connect to it in the same way. So sometimes it's a lyrical thing. Sometimes it's a musical thing, like, from the melodies and the harmonies and that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's a rhythmical thing. At one point, Brandon got up there. It was like a couple guys before me, and he played this song that was just like, it was fire. It's on one of my cards here somewhere. I'll find it eventually. But, straight up. It was Adrenaline Rush from Garris Pearson. See, that's the beautiful thing, boys, girls, and creatures of the universe. When you get your stuff organized, you can deal with a high capacity of stuff because you know where it is. And I've been kind of like a turtle without a shell for the past, at least the past year, but really, I would say probably the past 3 years. I'm just bouncing around more than I probably should. But maybe I need to be doing this because it's preparing me, making me stronger for when I take the Soul on the Roll tour and put my Future 86 show out there, which you're all probably saying, like, what's that about? Like, if you found this podcast, find the Future 86 podcast that talks all about it. It's a soundtrack to the movie that I'm doing and a traveling digital art show, tech exploratory. And, that's what I got going on. But, when you have everything organized, things work better. Which, if you were listening the other day, me being a turtle with jetpacks, like I like to take my time. I like to enjoy things. That's why, like with the music, like I know I can get to where I need to be. I don't put the time in the way some of these other people do. That's all they focus on, which is great. That's all that, like that's their passion. That's what they really want to do. And it's my passion too, but I'm also passionate about video production and making videos, not just music videos for my music, but stuff for the public. Like I'm working on this program called Internet Web School, where you can learn things. It's going to be a hybrid system, and I'm launching it here at Bertoni Gallery in Warwick, New York at 50 Main Street, where you can learn different things as I'm doing what I do. I'm making music videos. I'm, filming stuff. I'm taking photographs. I'm working on my computer, building e-commerce stores, for my business. I'm taking photos. I'm doing art. And this is all part of the Traveling Roadshow. So, I chose Warwick to be the testing ground, the alpha testers, if you will, of what I plan to launch, worldwide eventually. But, my goal is to launch this sometime between now and later. Now, who knows how long that'll be. I really want to get this thing not perfected, because it's going to be an organic spot where every city I go to, I change it all up. The core of it all, the story, the soundtrack, it's set to some degree. But what's going to be different, and this is where it's really fun, what's going to be different is how it all comes together. Because in each city, the musicians that I will get musicians from that town or wherever I'm at, they will contribute to the songs in a way that city musicians from somewhere else would do it differently. Different backgrounds, different styles. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be interactive. Then the film, all the talking points of the different parts of the movie, technology, education, the environment, it's all going to be with local people from that city, and then have a premiere in that city, and everyone lives happily after again. So that's that whole thing. And then there's, while it's going on, you could be doing digital art, because it's not meant to be a movie that you kind of just stand on your butt and watch. So there's that. Sidetrack for a second. I'm going to pause this for a second. Boop. Okay. Well, that didn't resolve the way I wanted it to. But, hold on a second. Okay, that is resolved. There was an insect that I didn't want to kill, so I let it out to explore Warwick, New York, the 10990. So we've got a minute and 49 seconds left. So I want to go in to just say, hey, I appreciate you all for listening to this podcast. But more importantly, thank you for taking the time to share this out with your friends. 'Cause I know you're all going to do that now. You're like, oh my gosh, Johnny's kind of funny, and he's got some really interesting things to say. And he's got that website he's working on, thewizardcast.com. And it's strange, but it evolves. And he's got links to videos over there and some of his music and some of his clients that are working on stuff. So it's cool to check out. And then that whole movie thing you find out. But more importantly, I like connectivity. So if you made it this far and you'd like to be on a podcast with me, I actually have a podcast. I'm going to be filming season 2 pretty soon. I already got season 1 in the books. I've had it for a while. It's called the My Friends and I Show. And basically you just talk about what your business is or what you're passionate about. If you don't have a business or whatever you want to talk about, we just kind of shoot the breeze for about half hour. Sometimes it goes long. I had some people on for hour and a half because I just like to let it go, let yourself go, slow and low. That is my tempo. So that being said, you have a fantastic day. Remember, Earth Day isn't just Monday, it should be every day. So tomorrow's Earth Day Eve. How are you celebrating Earth Day Eve? If you want, hit me up at iJohnny, at the WizardCast, at whatever time and place you'd like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all that stuff. Peace. I'll talk to you sometime between now and later.